Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is not going to be a cash stuffing, it's going to be more of a chit chat video about how and what I'm going to do in 2024 in terms of budgeting, what binders I'm doing and all that. So as the end of the year approaches, of course, I'm starting to think, how can I improve my budgeting? How can I change things so that I can get the most out of them? And I've been buying and thinking and doing bits and pieces, and I think I'm almost done. So after this, I'm not going to change much because enough change is enough, you know. So very quickly, I'm going to talk about the way I will be budgeting for the upcoming year. Until now, I've been budgeting on a monthly basis. So whatever income we had, it was budgeted for a full month. But now I want to start doing a bi-weekly budget because I feel like we'll get more out of our income if I do it like that, because sometimes our needs just change, or I budget too little or too much for something. So I also think it's a little more freedom doing it like that. I'm just going to go quickly through the binders that I'm going to be using in 2024. I'm going to start with this binder. This one used to say bills, but I changed it to utilities just so that it's super clear that this is for our utilities. So in here, I have just the basic categories. I have gas, electricity, water, my internet, phone and cable, garbage, pets, car insurance, and car maintenance. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8 categories in here. So this is the first binder that I'll continue to work on. And in case you are wondering, I am not emptying out my binders for the new year. I know there are some creators that like to do that. That's not me. I've worked really hard to have a buffer in these categories, also in my sinking funds. So just taking it all out and starting fresh for the new year doesn't sound like the best idea. For us, at least, a lot of the times, January and February, there are months when you're kind of recovering after the holidays, you know, the shopping, eating, gifting, whatever. Usually Christmas is the time of the year when everybody just overspends. So January and February are months when you recover. And with the cash stuffing method, at least last year, because I've been doing it since 2021, but last year we did not encounter any issues with our budget. We had money to live the way we normally live, simply because we've been saving up in the cash envelopes. So no, I'm not going to reset my binders, take all the money out and just start fresh, because that doesn't sound like a good idea for me. Next one is the one that we are all very familiar with. This is our sinking funds binder. Not much change has happened here, except for the fact that I did take out the savings categories. I took them out of this binder and moved them out. So in here, we now have emergency fund, pets care, trips, vacation, Christmas, birthday gifts, healthcare, and I'm also going to use new budget sheets starting with January, because a lot of these are almost full. Like this one is completely full, this one is almost full, this one can do, but whatever. So most of these, they're almost full, so I'm going to use new budget sheets starting with January. I'm still not sure if I want to do them inside of the envelope like they are right now, or I want to keep them outside, because if I keep them outside, I have to trim last few rows, and also the margins that are that have the holes, I have to trim that, which I don't mind doing that, but I'm still, you know, thinking about it. So we'll have 2, 4, 7 categories in our sinking funds, and these are long-term savings for more general purpose. Vacation is very, it's not really general, but vacation kind of covers for everything from flights to accommodation to spending money, so it's kind of general. So these are our sinking funds. Third binder that I'll be using is the one that I've named personal bills, which is actually our household spending money, our family spending money. This is money for necessities around the house, so it kind of works. In here I did not change much. We still have groceries, entertainment, dining out, the car envelope, household, tattoo, and miscellaneous shopping. I am considering reallocating the tattoo money to other categories if I really need to, but based on my projection for December, I won't be needing to reallocate this. But if I really have to, I will reallocate it, and then I'll start fresh in 2024 and hopefully get that tattoo in 2024. So in here I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 categories. So this is our family spending money binder. Fourth binder is the one that used to say my funds. I've changed it now. It's saying personal budget, because I also use the cash envelope method to my spending money, so I changed it a little bit. So far there are not major changes, so I'm just going through them as quickly as possible. So just a short overview. So for next year, I'm planning to do a no buy for specific items such as makeup, skincare, shoes, clothing. I have a very detailed list, and a low buy for other necessities, such as toiletries. If I really run out of something, then I can buy it, but only one. So for example, if I run out of face cleanser, I am allowed to buy one, but I'm not allowed to buy 5. So in that regard, I'll be cash stuffing a lot less cash in here, but I will continue to cash stuff, especially because I will allow myself to go get haircuts, pedicures. I'll still get my laser hair removal appointments, but in the categories where I've noticed that I just overspend without limit, I'm just trying to do a no buy, and I'm actually starting now. So in here I have the same categories: shopping, which is my spending money, food, beauty, cosmetics, clothing, books, transportation, and giveaway. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 categories. These are the same categories. And in here I kept this. I'm doing a little bit of a declutter of my house right now, and I kept this. This is a envelope because I know there will be times when I'll be so tempted to buy something. I just know that I'll be so tempted, and I kept this. So for example, if I'm super tempted to buy something that's makeup related, if I have the money, I'll just take the money out of here and move it into this envelope and consider it spent. Like, I put it in here and I will consider it spent. I cannot touch it. It's gone. It's gone. It's like I spent it, but I don't get the product. And the little story behind this is a quite sad story. I think in January or February of this year, I was looking into the Dior Backstage eyeshadow palette. I'll put a picture up here of the actual palette that I wanted to get. And the one that I wanted to get was Khaki Neutrals, because I love green. And that palette really seemed to be super nice. So I bought it off of the Dior website. It was not available on Sephora. It was not available anywhere on the other websites. And purchasing it through Dior, I also got some minis, so that was nice. And I got it, right? I bought it. You can, in here it was actually the invoice, I think. Yeah, the invoice, it was in here. So the presentation was really luxe, really luxury. The problem is that palette was absolute crap. All of the greens, whenever I applied them on my eyes with or without primer, they would just smudge and crease so badly, and it looked like I had dirt on my eyes. After, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours, it looked like I had total dirt on my eyes. And that palette was 50 something euros at the time. So that to me is a very unfortunate, expensive purchase. I kind of did it on a whim, but I did research about it for a few hours, you know, but I didn't sleep on it. I didn't wait, you know, like I started wanting it. I just Googled it, watched some tutorials on it, saw some swatches, and then I placed the order. So I'm going to move all that money that I want to spend, I'm going to move it in here as a reminder that I've done that already. I've done a lot of purchases in the past that were impulse purchases that I did not need. That's a very key aspect, that I did not need, and it was money down the drain. So I'm just going to put it here. So I kept that as like a reminder, and also using it because it's in, you know, it's very good condition. I might as well use it. So this is why I have that here. So that's it for my binder. This is where the real changes start to happen. So I wanted to implement this A7 binder. I used to use this as a wallet with a few different categories that I feel like I've not really paid attention to, and I would like to pay more attention to in the upcoming year. And that's for holidays throughout the year. I already have a Christmas envelope and I have a birthday gift envelope, but in between Christmas and just birthdays, there are many other holidays, so to say. The first one, this is not a holiday, but I'm not sure if you can see, but this one says date night. I do want us to start saving up to go on a fancy date night here and then, because I've noticed that just ordering takeout at home, you know, kind of does the trick most of the time, but sometimes you just really want to go in a restaurant and have the full experience. So I want us to start saving up for that. And then there's Valentine's Day, but I want this money to be more so for experiences and not like a product, not material things. This is not going to cover for his gift for Valentine's Day, you know. It's going to be for an experience. Maybe go somewhere, maybe have a fancy dinner somewhere, or maybe get a heart-shaped cake, or, you know, just experiences. Then we have Easter. I do not have a fund for Easter, and even though we don't buy gifts for Easter anymore, there is general preparation associated with Easter in terms of food, sometimes a little bit of decorations. Sometimes we like to donate, so I'd like to have a small fund for that. Then there's one called summer activities. I'm not sure exactly what summer activities, because during summer I stay at home because it's so freaking hot and I cannot stand the heat. I'm suffering a lot throughout summer, so I'm not sure exactly what summer activities, but I do know that I want to be a little more active during summer and do more stuff during summer and not just lay under the AC, you know. Then we have Mother's Day and Father's Day. I kept them all in the same envelope because I'm not planning to put a lot of cash in here, but you know, just enough, again, for an experience. Maybe take my father out somewhere, or if there's like for example for the summer activities, if there's a fair in town, we can go at the fair, maybe get a little souvenir, support the local businesses, who knows. And then last one is the New Year envelope. Now, generally speaking, we don't do a lot for New Year's. We spend it with family, so it's very low-key, very inexpensive, and you know, that's fine. We like it like that. But I think for next year we'd like to go somewhere, maybe at a party, or see if we can get like a group of friends to spend it with. So then we would all pitch in to bring food and drinks and whatever. But definitely New Year is something that I want us to improve the experience of. So that's that. So in total there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 envelopes, and I did not decide yet what type of goals I want to have, because each of these envelopes is going to require a different goal, you know, like amount. So this is what I'm adding. If it works fine for me, I'm going to keep it, but so I'll give myself time, at least 6 to 7 months, to see if I actually use this or if it puts a strain on my budget or not. But I'm actually really excited for this. I think this is the 6th binder, and this one, as you can probably tell, it says savings. So I moved all of my savings in here, and I have them in 2 major categories. I have the mandatory savings, and then I have the savings challenges, which the challenges I just recently started doing, so it's still very new to me. And this is a new binder, by the way. So I have here some placeholders because I will be using these for my savings challenges. I have a calendar here, and I kept the same type of mandatory savings categories, but I actually turned them into a savings challenge, but with a much higher goal, obviously. So in here is the personal savings, which these are savings that we don't use. We just save them, you know, for later, for retirement, for example. So this one, I turned it into the 10,000 challenge. And yeah, I know this is a very tiny tracker, but when I did this on my computer, I was really bad at assessing the size. So it's going to have to do. And actually, it's the perfect size to fit in here. Ignore the cash that I have in these envelopes. I will take this out. These ones will be the only categories that I will actually be emptying out in December, so I can start fresh for January. So this one is the 10,000 challenge. Next one is the category called extra savings, and the savings that we did this year actually went toward our car. So the goal for this year was 4,200, something like that. And for next year, I've also turned it into a 4,000 savings challenge, the 4K savings challenge. And this might be also for the car, but obviously by the time we finish this challenge, we will have purchased the car already. So I might dip into our regular savings for that and finish this challenge and just pay ourselves back. Or maybe I'll do something else, I don't know. But again, this is the 4,000 savings challenge that we'll be doing next year. And this year we finished these 2 saving goals much earlier than expected. I think we finished them end of September or October. So if all goes the same, we'll be finishing these much quicker. Next, we have the home savings, which is still a very big goal for us. And I've made this into a 6,000 savings challenge. By the way, I did not mention this, but these are not, I Googled these. Like I typed in savings challenge 6,000 and I got a pop-up and I used it. So these are very basic ones. And this is the one that I'll be doing for our home savings. I do hope we can save more than that. Next, we have 2 savings categories that are very new to me. This is for my savings and this is for his savings. And I've actually turned these into a savings challenge from Madeline Budgets. It's the Save 2024 in 2024. So I made the same one for me and for my husband. So I'll be doing these together. Obviously different numbers depending on the budget and whatnot. So yeah, and by the way, I did a little bit of math, like a little bit of preparation math. And based on all of these trackers, except for this one I have to do 2 numbers each month. But for the other trackers, I have to do about 4 numbers each month so that I am on track, so to say, so I can finish them by the end of the year. All right, and the last long-term savings challenge is going to be the 52 weeks savings challenge. And I actually made the tracker and glued it to a little carton piece right here. And it has the 52 savings challenge, and the total savings are 1,378. With this one as well, I have to do 4 numbers every month in order to finish it on time. But after having looked at the numbers, I decided I'm not going to do them in the order because it will be very easy in the first few months, but then at the end of the year might put a strain on my budget basically. So I might do either 2 numbers from the top with 2 numbers from the bottom, you know. It will be very, very similar amounts basically every single month. I think I'm going to do it like this because it's the most budget-friendly way to do this challenge for me. So this is the 52 weeks savings challenge. And then I have the savings challenges. And I put them in here, and I'm going to keep them in here for now. But I realized that as soon as these envelopes will start to get a little thick, even if I will condense them, they will still have a certain thickness to them. And these types of binders, they cannot hold that many envelopes. So I might move these out into another binder, but that will be later on. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 savings challenges here. I did order a few other envelopes that are basically the same as this one. I'm going to try to stick to maximum of 10 savings challenges. And as I finish one, I will be adding a new one in there. These ones are all from Rox Budgets, by the way, in case you've seen any of my previous savings challenges videos. These ones are all from Rox Budgets. So as I finish them, I will get other savings challenges to put in here. So this is my savings binder. Oh, and last but not least, this is also a long-term savings challenge. This is the 100 envelope savings challenge. I've shown you this in a previous video when I did a happy mail. So I got all of the stickers on the envelopes, and I did a little bit of testing. I put some bills inside, and our bills, they're polymer, which is basically plastic, so they don't fold as well as the US dollar bills. So these end up looking a little thick basically. So in order to prevent this from getting extremely thick, I think I might round up the amounts. Obviously not in these ones because they're very low amounts, but for example here where it says 55, instead of doing a 50 and 4 ones, I think I'm going to do 50. Here where it says 54, instead of doing a 50 and 4 ones, I'm going to do a 50 and a 5. And this will mean that at the end of the year, I will end up with more than 5,050, and I'm totally okay with that. I also use the tracker. Let me take it out so there's no glare. I use a marker to write down again all of the numbers, and I'm going to cross them off on this tracker because I just don't want to get another tracker, and this one works just fine. So I'm also going to keep track of all the numbers that I did this way. And again, for this one too, I'm not going to do it in the order because by the end of the year, it will be very, very difficult for me to stuff 4 numbers in a month. So I'm I'm doing it the best way I can so that it fits within my budget. Okay, and last but not least, I am still waiting on this binder, but I think it will be here in about 2 weeks, but I couldn't wait that long to film this video. I will have a separate binder for these categories, which these categories are basically money just sitting, money on standby. I have this category called income, which is where we put our money that we have not allocated yet. We did not budget for it yet, but we have it, so it's sitting in here. Then I have this one for savings and challenges. This is basically the income money that I know for a fact is supposed to go to savings. So I want it to sit in a different envelope so we don't spend it by mistake, right? And then I have these other two as well. So that was today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If it gave you any good ideas, please let me know. Please also let me know what you plan to do for the new year. Maybe I'll get some more inspiration. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.